Here's the deal. The next bull run is going to come. Not if, when. I personally expect it to be around the next halving of Bitcoin. And if we hypothetically agree to that timeline right now, then it's still at least a year away. This is the time, right now, to start accumulating coins that make 50x, 100x jumps. But I'd also like to clarify something. When we talk about 50x gainers, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100x gainers, we're talking about market cap. Not necessarily the price of the coin, because tokenomics are going to come into play. And right now, I can't speak to how inflation and other variables will affect the future price. But we definitely have to start aiming at least for 50x multiplications in terms of altcoin market caps. And of course, the lower the starting market cap, the more potential it has to grow in the next bull run. And so all the coins that we're looking at today have market caps of $50 million or less. Welcome to the channel. My name is Maddie and this is Altcoin Buzz. Low market cap, high market cap. Guys, whatever you choose to invest in, I only wish you all the very best of luck. But look, I am not an investment or financial advisor, clearly. So just remember, this is not official financial or investment advice. All right, let's kick off our list at number 1 with a look at Chainge, ticker CHNG. They're a cross-chain aggregated DEX, a one-and-all mobile-only wallet. And of course, they're non-custodial, which means that you are responsible for the private keys. In other words, you have full control over your digital assets. We've mentioned it here on the channel plenty of times that cross-chain, in our opinion, will be the future of blockchain. And that's the thing about Chainge, because it allows you to send, receive, and swap on 24 different chains, 24. And this also includes, by the way, non-EVM chains, but that's not all. They offer more, things like margin lending, staking, an earn program, an options DEX, futures, escrow services, and, like I mentioned, a DEX aggregator. Currently, their app has over 100,000 downloads, and their CHNG token also has good utility. You can use it, for example, for governance and pay gas fees across all those supported chains. And the token is also deflationary, which I like a lot. I always like that feature when it comes to tokenomics. And this is usually a good sign. Chainge Finance buys back the token using 25% of their profits, and then they burn them also on a regular basis. Their CEO also has a strong DeFi and tech background. But as of right now, my research can't quite confirm much and find all that much more information about the rest of the team. However, DJ Kian has extensive IBM experience and is CEO of BTC, which founded VeChain and Quantum. He's also the CEO of the Fusion Chain Foundation, as well as one of the co-founders of AnySwap. Now, you may know AnySwap better as multi-chain, which is another cross-chain protocol. And there's lots of partnership news as well. Partnerships are forming left and right. For instance, GMX recently became a partner. They also keep adding new tokens to their platform. And the team is active on social media platforms like Twitter. And they also have a blog on Medium that you can check out. The Chainge token, again, ticker CHNG, has a price right now that sits at just under 9 cents with a market cap of $35.5 million. Now, out of a max supply of 814.6 million tokens, 408 million are already in circulation, which is a good 50%. And over the last 30 days, the token saw a very healthy 45% upward surge. Now, that's not as much as other tokens did necessarily, but look, listen to this. Over the last year, shown here, it only lost 7.3%. Now, there are few tokens that can boast that kind of metric. Also, for reference, they have an all-time high of $0.2, so that's 20 cents. They're down 57% off that mark from about a year ago, December of 2021. Moving right along, project number 2, as I always say, with the best ticker in the industry is Litentry, LIT, LIT. Now, Litentry, we've covered them a lot, by the way. Check out our previous videos if you've not already. They focus on identity. And as I recently mentioned, that's an area that I personally expect to be big this year. There are all kinds of issues and opinions surrounding identity and privacy, so it's a hot topic. And as Litentry say on their website, they help you exist in a digital world without KYC, without Know Your Customer, which sounds good to me. Like I said, we've been following Litentry for quite a while now. Recently, they appeared in 2 of our videos. Check out the cards that should be popping up right about now. I'll also include links in the description. But I dare say that they are currently the strongest project in the DID or the digital ID space. And once Web3 goes mainstream, not if, but once, as in when, once Web3 really is just ubiquitous, and possibly when CBDCs are common, you're gonna need your DID. This is gonna be crucial. So in other words, Litentry allows you to link your user identity across various chains, and you keep control over when, what, and to whom you share your data with, which is real self-sovereignty if you think about it. And your pseudonymous identity becomes verifiable without anybody seeing you. And this obviously cuts bias out as well as discrimination. So to explain it as simply as possible, imagine this. Litentry packages and repackages your data content. However, they add cryptographic proofs and digital signatures. Now, these come from the subject and messengers of the messages, which creates a new data standard. And then in turn, you get selective disclosure and maximum cross-chain options. So that sounds complicated, but as a result, it creates trust between organizations, or really between any two parties that are working together. And therefore, they are a real cross-chain identity aggregator. And another great bonus is that Litentry is part of the Polkadot ecosystem, of which we're big fans. So they can boast some of the best tokenomics in the entirety of this space. The LIT token also has lots of utility. For example, you pay any fees on the chain in LIT. And if you set up an indexed identity database as a third party, you also receive LIT as a reward. You can become an identity registrar by staking LIT, and you can use it as collateral for lending and borrowing in DeFi. The current price of LIT as I record sits at $1.23. That's up a few percentage points on the day, with a market cap of $48.6 million. Now, out of the 100 million total supply of tokens, 39 million are in circulation, so that's easy math. 39% are currently circulating. All right, and rounding out our list for today, project number 3 that we're looking at here is Parsiq, ticker PRQ. Now, believe it or not, this project is already 5 years old, and get this, during the 2021 bull run, this token did a 60x, and it can do it again in the up-and-coming bull run. Like I said, whether that's a year from now or further out, we're not sure, but it's imminent. It's not if, it's when. And to be honest, I haven't covered Parsiq now for about 2 years, so let's get reacquainted here. Parsiq is all about data. And as a matter of fact, they provide tailor-made data, and this can be historical or real-life data. Another interesting point is that SUI follows Parsiq. So for instance, they don't follow Chainlink or the Graph, they follow Parsiq, and they're active, of course, in the same field. Parsiq also has some pretty solid business offerings. For instance, B2G, which is business to government, B2B, as you know, business to business, or B2C, business to customer. All of these are possible. And their tokenomics are also pretty good, with almost 60% of their tokens already in circulation. That is 177.8 million tokens out of the max supply, which is 310 million. The current price of Parsiq, again, ticker PRQ, sits at 17.6 cents with a market cap of only $31 million. And PRQ is pretty much listed on all the big exchanges, at least nearly all of them. For example, KuCoin, Crypto.com, IOKX, Gate.io, Huobi. But interestingly, not on Binance, at least not yet. So this is another moment to look forward to one day, that potential listing, because if or when Binance lists Parsiq, we're probably going to see a pretty significant upward price run. The team is also fully doxed. You can find them all on LinkedIn if you like, which is another good sign. That transparency goes a long way when it comes to projects. I always like to see it. All around, I like this one. Data and digital IDs. It's a winning combination.